He expected that he would be killed. He thought that ultimately it was going to be because of his opposition to the war in Vietnam, and perhaps more importantly because of his tremendous commitment to bring economic justice to this republic. Because when he entered that fray, when he began to talk about the redistribution of wealth, you have to understand he was coming up against the most powerful forces in this land.
We have stood up for nonviolence with all of our hearts, and those who will make this peaceful revolution impossible will make a violent revolution inevitable. And it didn't cost the nation 1 penny to integrate lunch counters. Well, it didn't cost the nation 1 penny to guarantee the right to vote. But now we are dealing with issues that cannot be solved without the nation spending billions of dollars and undergoing a radical redistribution of economic power.
Bill Moyers, when he was a leading White House aide in the LBJ administration, was one of the individuals that circulated a monograph which was full of red-baiting material about Martin Luther King that turns out now to be totally scurrilous, suggesting that this great intellectual was a dupe of Moscow and that this white former communist sympathizer was leading him around by the nose. I mean, it's vicious racism.
Civil rights leader Martin Luther King leads the procession to the United Nations, where he urges UN pressure to force the U.S. to stop bombing North Vietnam.
Johnson was bitterly disappointed with King's opposition to the war. And he was being told by Hoover that King had lots of pro-communist friends who were advising him.
The FBI worked to discredit King and continued its surveillance of him and his associates.
We knew that everything we were doing during this period was being monitored. We weren't always sure who.
We talked about that constantly, so that there were times when we spoke to one another from safe phones, given what the nature of the information was and where we would be. Find a safe phone, give me the number, I'll go to a safe phone and call you.
With his opposition now public, contributions to King's organization, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, dropped sharply.
The promises of the Great Society have been shot down on the battlefield of Vietnam, making the poor, white and Negro, bear the heaviest burdens both at the front and at home.
You know, wasn't the thing he had to do? I think it was not a political thing, because as it turned out, I think it was kind of like a death knell for him. But it was a very brave thing for him to do, because he went against all the people, you know, who we considered reasonable.
Others can do what they want to do. That's their business. Other civil rights leaders, for various reasons, refuse or can't take a stand or have to go along with the administration. That's their business. But I must say tonight that I know that justice is indivisible. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.